everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here with something so exciting. I'm so anxious to show you how I made this. I wanted to do something with fusible. I wanted to try something with bigger pieces. And I thought of making some squares and some sashing and ironing that on and then sewing, and oh my God, this was the easiest quilt block I've ever made. And it's huge. Now, I don't know if it's something anybody really would want as the top of a quilt, but I'm going to make another one just like this, and then I'm going to turn it into a little pet bed to put on eBay. That was my plan, and I'm glad that this worked, so I'm going to show you how to make this. Really, so simple. Here's what you need. We need a 20-inch square of iron-on fusible. And I went with 20 because the one that I sell is 20 inches wide. So I thought, okay, that's going to make a square. One of those for one block. You're going to need you need a total of 4 9-inch squares. So I have some flannel here. You know, this is not my favorite print. I don't think any cat or dog will care. It's emojis. So I ended up doing 2 white, 2 pink. You could do all 4 different squares if you want. You could do 4 all the same, doesn't matter. And you can cut these out of long quarters or fat quarters. And then you need 2 strips, 20 inches. And I went with this yellow. And I think it worked out really well because it's got circles going on, like the emoji faces, and then it's, it's just good. I used what I had. Let's get started. I have to get my little ironing board. Golden Girls is on, in case you hear anything. I'm going to do this 1 row at a time. So iron, glue side up. I don't know what I'm saying. You can feel it. It's rough. And I'm going to take 1 square. Let me see. I started with pink in that corner, so I'm going to start with that again. I happen to be using a print with a direction, so I have to make sure I have it, facing up the right way. And I'm going to put 1 here. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be kind of good enough. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my strip and I'm going to put it here. Now, because this is kind of big, I'm only doing a row at a time. And I'm only going to press to like here. And I kind of push the things together because I can trim around the outside. Okay, we're good. We're going to press. And it's good to start by just, going like this, up and down, not pushing until it's glued down a little bit, because we don't want to make it shift. Then once it's glued down, you can start moving around if you want to. Now I'm going to move it up, and I'm going to take this, and we're just going to go right over this other one, like this. I am going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to trim this like this, and like this, just to not have to have that double layer in the center. And I take that little square out. Now I'm going to press this. I'm sure many quilters would think that, this is just not a cool way to do quilting, but who cares? It's the way I like to do things. Now I'm putting the pink one kitty corner to the other pink one. And I'm just making my puzzle. And again, don't worry if there's little spaces because that's all going to get caught in the seam allowance. Now that this is really, pretty much stuck on, I'm going to go over it again, get the edges. Good. Enough. Now we're going to do like we did before. Let me get the ironing board out. It doesn't matter which direction you start in, but I'm going to just fold this over. I always feel like I need to flip it first. I'm going to fold it over to where, you know, something connects, and it folds really easy. It just knows. It knows that's where it needs to be. See how easy that is? Now I'm taking this to the machine and I'm going to sew a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. I did that, and now that's all captured. Now I'm going to do the same on this line. And I'm not going to open up the seam out back there. If you want to take that step, it does make it a little bit more flexible. However, this is meant to be a pet bed, or if it's like a tote bag. I mean, this would be a big tote bag, but if you made something smaller, you don't need to do that step. So again, I just folded where they join, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 of an inch down here. I still kind of just finger press. I go whatever direction they feel like going in. Now we're going to do the same thing in the other direction. So I've already sewn this way. Now we're going to go this way. And I'm just going to sew over these thick seams. I did it before. It was very easy. And I'm using flannel. Did I mention that? Yes, I did. You know, so this is pretty thick, and I was able to sew right over that. People ask me, like, what size needle. I tend to use a kind of a fine needle. I just find that it goes through fabric easier. You use whatever you want. Let's open this up. Looking good. We only have one more seam to sew, and we're done. All right, there. I love how cooperative it is. Sewing here. Is that quick and easy or what? And the intersections are perfect. I just love this so much for quilting projects that, you know, can afford to be a little bit stiffer than other quilting projects. And I think a pet bed is a good one for this. Now I just need to figure out exactly which way I want to make the pet bed. So let me think about it, and I'll be right back. I was thinking about making this really thick, but I'm going to make it more like just a little mat, a little blanket for them to lay on. So I just cut one piece of, this is polyester, because I have a lot of polyester batting. And for the sake of shipping, it's lighter, all that. This is going to be a penny auction, so go check the link down below. Also, I have not done the blog post yet that I've been wanting to do, but someone who won the homespun and muslin scrap quilt. Is that what I did? It was a small, like, blanket and a pillow. She won it for her pets, and I have to share the pictures with you. I was so happy to see these animals love what I made. So go check the link down below. It will take you to my blog where you're going to see some incredible images of pets being absolutely adorable. Okay, I have the batting first, and then my thingy, and then I'm going to, and this is face up, and now this one's going to go face down. And I'm just going to make that about as square up as I can. And I'm going to start like here and go all the way around and then stop here. I like to put pins there so I remember. And I'll make the opening, you know, kind of wide, like that. My starting and stopping point. Okay, I shall return. I don't even bother to trim. I mean, if I had like a lot sticking out, I might, but I just like that thick edge. So I'm going to just flip this now. And push those corners out a little bit. And I'm going to go and finish this. Oh, I should have done a stay stitch going across because that started to open up a little bit. But I'm just going to go to my machine and fold these two edges in like that and top stitch, and I'll go all the way around. Done. This was just too easy. Seriously. And you wouldn't have to have the back be the same. I just did because I knew I was going to make another one to show you. But you could just use muslin on the back or whatever. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is awesome. I'm just so happy. And I will be taking pictures, so just watch the little slideshow so you can see those close-up intersections that are pure perfection. Please subscribe. Go check the links out down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!